Today, I'm going to be explaining level 444 of the Backrooms and why you should avoid going onto any stage or any auditorium thing that you see in the Backrooms. This level's awesome, it's liminal, it's eerie, and it makes me want to look over my shoulder to make sure something's not watching me. I know y'all like that kind of stuff, so you're going to like this video. Without further ado, let's hop into it, shall we? Also, go sub to my second channel, Toogly. Thanks. So, Backrooms level 444 from the fandom is classified as a class 3 difficulty and is just generally unsafe. It's also unstable with a medium entity count, which we'll get all into later in the video. Class 3 difficulties are typically pretty scary, so let's unpack what makes this level so creepy and unnerving. The level takes the physical appearance of thousands of performing arts theaters and stages and auditoriums and that kind of thing, all connected together in strange, anomalous ways. Together they form kind of a liminal labyrinth of stages and seating areas and hallways and underground systems and catwalks and everything like that. All of it's ripe for exploring, especially if you're clinically insane. But the style of these theaters can actually range from being really fancy, with clean golden stuff everywhere, to being old and run down, to being plain and outdated. It all just depends on where you venture into the level. These networks of rooms and stuff are actually not linear, and on top of that, some are above or below or next to the room next to them. It all seems really chaotic in structure, like there was no planned design for anything. It's like someone grabbed a bunch of theaters and rolled them up into a ball with their hands and threw it. And that's how this level ended up being created. This means that sometimes they overlap with each other in weird glitchy ways, or interact with each other in really strange ways as well. But this is a pretty common phenomenon in the Backrooms. Each theater is unique in some way, whether it's how it looks or how it behaves, like I just talked about. It's all different. But there are some reoccurring areas and sections that are pretty much in every theater. Like I said, they're called sections, and I'll be getting into those sections right now. The stage is the first section that I'll be talking about, and it's pretty much the main focus of each theater. Obviously. They all vary in size too. Some of them are massive and some of them are small, but almost all of them are made out of a wooden material that you probably have seen before in real life. Along the sides of most stages, there are huge curtains that are made out of a red cloth material or a blue cloth material. It just depends on which theater you're in. And again, depending on the theater, it could be clean or dirty or broken or whatever. Some stages actually have props on them and they're just laying around and look abandoned, and some of them are just completely empty. Now, there's actually a reason that you should never go on these stages that I kind of mentioned at the beginning of this video. It's very creepy and you definitely don't want to encounter it. It's because every so often, at seemingly random intervals, wanderers who go on any stage here on this level will experience something called performance euphoria, which happens when you're standing on the stage. You'll start to feel huge waves of nostalgia hit you, and you'll start to hear this massive orchestra playing, and bright lights turning on, and energy swirling around you and kind of entrancing you. And at this point, you'll start to get really emotional and probably cry for some reason, and you'll be stuck on the stage during this euphoria. You can't move, and unless you snap out of it, you can stay there forever. But usually people just stay there for a few hours or weeks before they realize it's happening, and then they leave. We have no idea why this happens, or what causes it, but it seems like it's to keep you trapped on the stage for some reason. Who knows? You can exit the stage by going backstage through these doors, which will lead you to the labyrinth of hallways that connects all these theaters behind the stage. So if you want to get to those halls to explore the rest of the level, I suggest getting on the stage and running as fast as you can to avoid being stuck on the stage and experiencing nostalgic euphoria. The next section is the auditoriums, which are just smaller theaters, to be honest. They typically look like modern movie theaters inside, and they have more of a modern feel to them. They have tech and screens and that kind of thing, and they also have colorful carpets too. These areas also have spotlights in the ceiling that point down, which actually might cause anomalous effects to people who are in the light. so it's best to stay out of them. You can exit these auditoriums through the doors in the back like you would a movie theater from real life, and it will take you to the hallways again. Then there are the lobbies, which are like movie theater lobbies, except they're very liminal and very empty and abandoned feeling. These lobbies connect to more hallways, which lead to more theaters and auditoriums, and everything here really just feels empty, like a husk, a shell of its former self. And this is the area where entities are very likely to spawn. If you come across the lobby or anything like that, don't go there, just keep on walking. The next section is the catwalks above the auditoriums and above the stages. These catwalks are very non-Euclidean in nature, and they seemingly make no sense, or at least to me. They're very high up, and if you're afraid of heights, you definitely shouldn't go on them, but they're non-Euclidean because they can zig and zag through other rooms and up and down, and you could be walking straight and end up going sideways. It makes no sense. But you could theoretically use them to travel from theater to theater, since they do cut across, but it's pretty dangerous to do so. The next two sections are maintenance areas and dressing rooms, and those are what you'd expect. These empty backstage areas where you get really eerie feelings like you're being watched from the crowd. The last section is the green rooms, which are actually the safest spot in the level by far. The green rooms are massive spaces that are literally just green screen rooms, kind of like a news studio or a commercial studio. There are no dangers here, and there are no entities, and there's often fridges and vending machines right beside them or out in the hallway in front of them, where you could get food or water or something like that to take inside and relax. These places are located backstage behind the theaters. Sometimes they're pretty rare, and you have to access them through the hallways. There also might be a few chairs or couches inside of them that you could relax in, maybe a few tables too, and overall you just get this sense of calm when you're here, unlike the rest of the level, which gives you the opposite sense of that, like something's watching you from the crowd. As far as entities go in this level, there are actually the usual Backrooms ones that you might see in the darker and more abandoned theaters here. Things like facelings and smilers and skin stealers. You know the deal. You'll probably be able to hear them before you see them though, since this level's so quiet, sound carries pretty good, so just watch out. There also might be some weirder entities lurking in the deeper and less explored auditoriums and stages, because some people have reported hearing weird noises inside of dark theaters, and some people have said while they've been on stage, they've kind of looked up into the empty crowd in front of them and have seen the entities there, so who knows. Then there's actually a level-exclusive entity that's been documented called the Grandiose Phantom, and she just looks like a female phantom or spirit that's wearing a really fancy dress. She often sings and laughs on stage, and it's said that her singing is entrancing and angelic. Like, it's very beautiful to listen to. She's not aggressive, and she allows people to watch her sing unless she's provoked or cut off when she's singing or something like that. And she's normally just witnessed on random stages, singing away. Just pretty cool, to be honest. There's actually a couple of outposts set up in this level as well. Since the place is literally thousands of miles big, there's a Meg outpost, of course. It has around 20 people in it, and it's located in a green room somewhere. Then there are other small groups of people who have decided to stay here, since the level does feel kind of nostalgic and calm and liminal, kind of like an 80s hotel, except times 30 in size, which is definitely true, and as long as you don't go on stage and get stuck with that weird euphoria, or if you sneak up on an entity in the stands, or if you get eaten alive by some random creature, it's going to be pretty chill here. To enter this level, you have to be on level 11, and you have to find a theater off the street, open the doors, walk inside, and you'll be here. To exit, you have to go to one of the lobby areas, which I told you not to go to because they're dangerous, but you have to find one to get out of this level, and you have to walk through the door to be sent back to level 11. But to be honest, I think I would come here and stay and chill for a while. It seems like a very relaxing and quiet place. Except if there's an entity waiting up in the stands to, eat you or something. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Check out Toogly, my second channel, and Spoogly, my third channel, if you want to see more of me. Having a ton of fun making content for all my channels. Really motivated right now, and I owe it all to you. Thank you all so much for supporting me. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. The Backrooms are just continuing to grow. All this new media is coming out, and I'm really happy to bring you along the journey with me. Also, 1 million subscribers is coming soon, and as you all know, I'm going to be flying to England to the 188 hotel location when I hit it. Can't wait for that. I'm really excited, and I owe it all to you. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!